So you want to be an energy worker. My name is Paul Rice and I'll help you get there. Today I'm going to be talking about touching for the purpose of feeling what somebody else is experiencing, what they're feeling, the sensations they have. First time I was aware of this, I was reading somebody's palm and I felt this awful pain in my chest, up here. And the more I tried to ignore it, the worse it got as I paid attention to this guy's hand. Eventually, I just fled. I apologized. I said, I have to leave. And I was thinking about it, and it's like, this is crazy. I can't explain it. I don't know what's happening. So then I had thought, well, because I'm like that, I just don't give up on something. I thought, what's going on? Thinking outside the box before that phrase became, a typical phrase you use. And so I called him up and I asked him, is anything bad happening? Because I didn't want to give it away. This was crazy stuff. And he said, yes, he'd lost his grandfather and he was grieving. And because I hadn't grieved before, I didn't recognize it. Did it feel like an open wound on your left chest? Yes, it did. So from that point on, now I was 26 at the time, I decided to focus on whatever this ability was. I didn't have a name. Before the internet, kind of on my own. So it's this technique I'm talking to you about now. It's to touch someone and feel what they're experiencing. So there's a whole bunch of techniques to help you get the blocks out of the way. They happened to me because I have an ability and this was an intense emotion which ripped through all of my blocks to feel it. When I teach this stuff, I teach you how to remove the blocks so you can pick up on this stuff easier. So, what do? Quieten your mind. Get rid of your stuff, your issues, be calm, you're there to help someone out. So you touch someone and be open to whatever it is going on with the person to influence you. It's like it's going to overwrite your sensations. You're tapping in to somebody else's sensations and redirecting them to your brain, my brain. So I'm feeling what they're feeling. And first few times I was doing this, I worried, was this going to harm me? Would I continue to feel what they're feeling? Could I get rid of it? Yada, yada, yada. And none of that happens. Take my hands off, it's gone away. Right. So I'm feeling someone, I'm touching someone, and I'm willing for their sensations to overwrite what I'm aware of. So typically, whatever issue, what body part is at issue, I feel it in the same body part within me. So that's where I tend to look for it or listen for it first. So two categories. There's where the person is still in touch with that body part. They're paying attention to it. The other category is when they're not paying attention to it. They've cut it off because it always yelled about pain and they're sick and tired of it and they don't want to hear it anymore. So you've got two types there. When they're disconnected, I'll do that in a different video because there's a lot going in. There's multiple layers about dealing with that. So the case where they're still aware of it, included in it, I would then allow that sensation to come into my body, so I would feel what they're doing. And the more you can unblock, get rid of stuff to sense it better, the clearer you'll get the message. So you'll get to feel what they're feeling. I think I've already done one of the videos to do with releasing energy. So if you take on stuff, it teaches you how to. So watch that video too. Another quality factor in this is I call it snapshot, in that I'm not snooping and continuing to snoop and taking their energy. It's like I get a snapshot, I sense it, and then I somewhat disconnect. I'm still touching them, but I'm not drawing on their energy. And so I then, in my mind, look at what it is I'm picking up, and once I've got what I needed to out, it's back to take another snapshot, sense what's going on, get a snapshot within me, work on that. So, snapshot. What's it feel like? Well, it's like, you have sensations, I have sensations. It's just like that, only I'm picking up somebody else's. So what's happening to the sensations I have? Well, I'm ignoring them. Better is if you work out whatever issues you have in your body. If you have a healthy body, then you have no issues in that body part. So there's no messages, nothing to compete with it. That's the importance of cleaning out your stuff and working on your stuff, is to get rid of anything that will stop you picking up stuff from somebody else to that body part. So if I had an issue with my right elbow, I need to work on it, because if I touch someone and they have an issue with their right elbow, I won't be able to hear it because my stuff is getting in the way. So there's a whole bunch of emptying oneself out and removing veils and stuff like that. So I'm touching and I'm feeling. What comes up next? So interpretation comes to mind. I might picture it in some way that can help me understand what's going on. And we'll get onto that when I give you an example of working with the thyroid. But other than that, I'm listening to their energy. If I'm going down the route of, by listening, I'm helping this body part to pass the message on, then I'll understand what's going on. I tell the client what's going on, and the message has been received, and lo and behold, that body part can relax, chill out, let go. But otherwise, just the action of paying attention to it helps it to diminish. So, let's see, interpretation, snapshot. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the thyroid. So the thyroid is in this location here. It's in front of the voice box. It's very soft. Its job is to control your metabolism. It uses iodine to help make hormones to help control your metabolism. It's crucial. We get to the point of interpretation here. So the first time I did this, I got a picture of a motorcycle. Okay, what's that mean? Well, to me, a motorcycle is a way to move fast. And so, just twist the throttle and you're zooming. Based on what type of motorcycle, it says, oh, this is like a Harley Davidson, this is really going to kick ass, powerful, fast metabolism. But if it's, something less, say 200 cc, it's a good bike, but it's not going to go that fast. If it's a scooter, now you're talking about being a bit slow there. It gets even slower. Bicycle. If I get a picture of a bicycle, that's a slow metabolism. It gets worse. If the chain from the pedals to the back wheel is rusty, that's an even slower, and it gets worse. One time, holding somebody, I got a picture of a bicycle, and the kickstand was out, so it wasn't even moving. That's how slow it was. So this helps me to interpret their metabolism. It's a way of gauging it. So if you do this, perhaps with somebody else, and you get a picture, try and interpret it in terms of speed, and that'll give you a picture of how fast it's going. So it's purely informational only at this point, because what are you going to do with it? Well, two things. What you can do is imagine a faster modality. So I would imagine a faster motorcycle. And so I shove that picture back the same path to where it's picking up from. So yeah, I may be touching their throat, but I'm not physically pushing. I'm just energetically trying to flow energy in there with the picture, the vision of a faster motorcycle. And it will react back to me. It will repeat the same message, and I will repeat the faster one. And we'll keep on going back until that picture stays. And so now I've overwritten their picture, their metabolism will go faster for as long as it lasts. And you know, they can come back and I can repeat the procedure, but it will speed up. Because generally people complain if their metabolism is sluggish. They're overweight, they're tired, stuff like that. You can do the same if it's too rapid. You can slow it down. Same process. When I do it, when I'm touching, I can do that picture, but I can also overlap my energy. So in that, yes, my physical body is this size, but my energy body, I can expand. And so I can expand my body so that I reach beyond my fingers. And so I can be touching the throat, and my energy body is within their throat, touching this. So I'm sharing it. We're all equal. Equal is important. Connected and equal. And so it's free to talk to me, I'm free to talk to it. And so the sharing, I take on its issues. They take on my issues. So that's another reason to be squeaky clean, work through your issues so that you're not dumping something on another person. So if their metabolism is sluggish, maybe they're just craving carbs all the time, fat and carbs. Been there, done this. I start to crave fat and carbs, but they pick up what I want. Salads, celery, carrots, you know, stuff like that. No carbs, healthy food. And so they stop craving, you know, the stuff that's causing them problems. Now, I'll do another video at some point on addiction. There are points in the head you can work on that. So that's a whole new video to do. Okay, so I'm aware that I'm borrowing, or I've shared the energy from someone else, so I'm going to be craving carbs, and I do my best not to act on that. If it becomes a problem, yes, I can release energy. A good energy worker should have no problem releasing energy that you take on from somebody else. Right? If you can't do that, you shouldn't be doing energy work. So that's part of what I'm training you to do, to release energy and to become aware of it, sense it, know, recognize this is their energy, this is not my energy. So this will be their energy, not your energy. So, I'm trying to think, what's next? Thyroid, modify. I think we've got it all there. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can do this on yourself, right? So if you feel it's sluggish and you have a favorite modality, something that makes you think about speed, that has different gradations. Yeah. So kind of like the motorcycle, maybe you could think of, say, a bird, you know, from a tiny little wren to an eagle, whatever, or, you know, swallows, swifts, stuff like that. Think of something that, to me, you mean speed, maybe a car, whatever it is, jets, planes. You send that message, you overwrite it there, and maybe you'll get an echo coming back of what it's holding on to, and you keep on sending that picture until you feel, oh, it stayed, there's no more pushing it, you got the message. and then go act on it. You have a metabolism that's now speeded up or slowed down or whatever. So what I've been talking about is touching for the purpose of feeling what's going on with someone else. It's an amazing thing to do, and it certainly changed my life. And I just, if you think you want to do this, go for it. There's another quality that you come out of it: compassion, because now you're feeling what somebody else is feeling. Thank you.